It has been almost exactly a month since I saw Franz Ferdinand, and that was such a big deal for me. Um, it was October 16th, and it was at Newport Music Hall, which, for those of you that don't know, is a very intimate venue. It's probably my favorite venue in Columbus, Ohio, which are 2 levels. It's got a bar on the ground, and then there's the floor and the stage, and then from there, the second level is just like a bunch more standing, and the bathroom, the ladies' room is upstairs, and then, I've never stood up there. I'm usually on the ground. Then you get closer to the bands. Carrie and I drove from Tiffin to go see them. We were standing outside at 7 o'clock because I was so jazzed, because Franz Ferdinand is my omnipresent overlord. They are my 4th favorite band, and I just have loved them since I was in junior high. They were a very big deal for me. They were one of my transitional bands into getting into, like, better music, and they just mean so much to me. This was just, 10 years in the making, me and this band, and I was just so jazzed that we were going to be so close to them, and we were, because we were in line really early, and, like, the entire venue was full after we, like, got in our spot, which was maybe, like, 30 feet away from the stage. I took a look around, and it was just full. It was like we were packed in like sardines, and it was just incredible. And then their opener came out, and I don't remember who they were, but they were really, really good. There were these 2 girls from Brooklyn that I'm convinced that I saw at Bonnaroo, but I'm not positive, because someone came on after John Oates at Bonnaroo, and I don't remember who it was, but it was 2 blonde girls from Brooklyn, and that's exactly what they were, and I never researched it or looked it up, but I'm convinced. They left, and I was having a moment similar to the moment I had when I saw John Oates, and the moment I had when I saw Paul McCartney, and the moment I had when I saw Death Cab for Cutie, which were like the biggest shows I've ever seen for me. I can't explain it, but my body just went into, like, shock. Like, you are seeing these people that mean so much to you. Like, they are just such a intense presence in your life, and they're here, and they're physically, like, in your eye line. My throat was sore for the next 2 days because I was just cheering and singing along and just so excited to see all of them in their beautiful outfits, because there's just such a well-dressed band. Opened with Bullet, which was excellent. It was a fantastic choice as an opener, because it's just such a high-energy song, and it really gets you pumped and ready to go, and I wasn't sure how they would opt to do it. I wasn't sure if they were going to include any of their slower songs, or if it was just going to be like a fast-paced, like, this is going to be a show you're going to stay pumped for the entire time. And it was. And so that's how they started it, with Bullet, and they just played straight through. It was just never-ending fun and mayhem and dancing. It's just such a strangely lit venue. I'm sure that the people on stage can see you. And I just felt, like, so many times that Alex and I were just looking right into each other's eyes, and I was just like, I felt like I was melting. I was just like, it was almost a surreal experience. And Rosianna said something about how she was feeling infinite during Mr. Brightside. I felt that way during the entire show. I was just like, I just want this experience never to end. I could stand here forever, like this close to Alex Capranos, and just be happy listening to his beautiful Scottish voice just seduce me through the speakers. They played a very wide range of songs from all 4 of their albums, which I was impressed by. There was not too much of anything. There was not enough, I don't think, of Tonight, which is an album I enjoy, but I understand excluding, because it was one of their more in-depth albums. There was a lot going on it, a lot of extra instruments and things, so I can't blame them for excluding stuff. But they did play Can't Stop Feeling, and Know You Girls, which are my 2 favorite songs off the album. Can't Stop Feeling, I couldn't stop feeling my legs moving, that's for sure. They also played Do You Want To and The Fallen, which I was not expecting, because they're just such old songs, and while they are 2 of their more popular songs, I was shocked that they made an appearance, but I was not displeased. I very much enjoyed Brief Encounters, because that's my favorite song off their latest album. I also really enjoyed Evil Eye. I had no idea that it wasn't Alex screaming, that it was actually Nick, and so that was a surprise. I did not realize how much Nick contributed vocally, because I just never really thought about it. The best part, bar none, of the entire show was when they played Take Me Out and people started getting wild and crowd surfing, and I personally hate crowd surfing. It is not my favorite sort of like experience to be in. So people were crowd surfing, and as they were playing Take Me Out, the security guards were taking them out, and it was just so poetic and comedic and beautiful and hilarious, and it was my favorite moment of the entire show. Like Rosanna was saying, you can really tell when performers enjoy performing, and Alex just really loves it. He just thrives off of it, and it's beautiful. And he's just such a, like, he just emits such like a sexy vibe, which is so funny because, you know, I've watched plenty of interviews with him and I read his book, and he just seems like such a nice person, and yet he has this persona of just pure sex. Maybe it's just me. They closed, obviously, with Goodbye Lovers and Friends, which was not a surprise, but it was so, so good. And I really, really loved the show, and I would go back and see them 1,000 more times in my life, if I could, whenever it happens. 4 years from now when they go on tour again. I will be there. Then, the next morning, this happened. It made my life. To know that Alex Capranos responded to my tweet just meant so much to me, that he reads them and that he cares. That was my latest concert experience, and it was one I will certainly never forget.